well, uh, what are IBM's strengths? What are IBM's shortcomings? How about JCPenney? Is JCPenney doing well? As I told you, one analyst remarked that this might be JCPenney's final year. So we'll see, if we will agree with that analyst remark. Maybe he knows more than we do. So I don't want to, because we are not professional analysts in this class, so we are learning the ropes, so to say. And the work requires, if you want to answer the question, is JCPenney going to be around next year? It requires a lot more work than I'm showing it to you, okay? And I've been following JCPenney for quite some time, and other retail chains also, but I've not done the kind of professional analysis that many of these professionals are able to do. As I told you, they talk to vendors. Hey, are you being paid on time? Is JCPenney ordering merchandise as it used to? Has it scaled down its orders? So they cover a lot more ground than we are able to in the classroom, because I'm not a professional follower of JCPenney, and you are not either. But I'm telling you the extent to which professional analysts go to gather more information as much as they can before they tackle a very difficult question of whether JCPenney will be around next year or not. Okay, so what we are doing is based on the data presented to us by JCPenney, their auditors, their accountants, and a few things. I want to recap what we covered last time. Don't use raw numbers. Don't use unadjusted numbers. Don't use numbers such as, hey, Walmart sales are more than $100 billion. So what? My question will be, so what? Walmart is a large firm, and they are expected to produce large sales numbers. So what? Okay, but if I want to answer the question of whether Walmart is efficient, is it an efficient firm? I will take the sales number, divide by the square footage of store space. So that will tell me on per square foot of store space how much sales Walmart is producing. And then what? What will I do with this number? Of course, the higher the better. I want my firm to be producing more sales, as much more as possible, on per square foot of space. But then I must have some benchmark. And the benchmark I use is the industry average. So I say, okay, let me compare Walmart's performance to the industry average. So if for Walmart, sales per square foot of space is, hypothetically speaking, $50, okay? So they're producing sales worth $50 for every 1 square foot of store space, and this average is $30 only for the industry, then I can say, hey, Walmart is significantly more efficient in using its assets for producing, sales. So which takes me to the second thing here: use benchmarks. Don't be passing judgment, because if you make wild statements, hey, Walmart is efficient, okay? How do you define efficiency? Okay, as opposed to if you use a benchmark, Walmart is efficient, with regard to using its store area, okay, sales per square foot of store area when compared to the industry average. Now you are being more specific. People will trust you more. People will believe in your number. Hey, this is what being scientific is all about. You don't want to make unsubstantiated statements. Walmart is efficient. What does it mean, Walmart is efficient? How do you define efficiency? So I'll take Walmart sales and divide by total square feet of store space. This is how I'm going to define. Well, good. Now you are being, more rational. But then you must have some benchmark to compare this number to. So this is all we are doing. As I must have told you, there are 4 groups of ratios, okay? And each group helps us answer a specific question, okay, pertaining to our firm's performance. So the first group is called liquidity. Okay, the thought that bothers us when we are analyzing a firm like JCPenney is, hey, the stock price has been going down for the past 10 years. So it was above $30, now it's close to $1. Okay, so what's going on here? So they must be losing money left and right, because shareholders, remember, are the first to lose. Nobody else loses, as I must have told you. Every entity that does business with JCPenney has a contract with JCPenney. So they are, as for the most part, they are covered. They are safe, because they can always run to a judge. Hey, judge, I supplied JCPenney with merchandise worth $1 million. They're not paying me. They were supposed to pay me last month. They're not paying me. So what do you think the judge is going to do? Okay, there is a contract, so you have to follow the contract. If either you pay or I'm going to issue an order so that, somebody will go and grab your assets, sell those assets, and make your vendor whole. That's what the idea is. So shareholders are the first to lose anytime something is going, because shareholders are the risk takers. It's their capital at stake. Okay, so is JCPenney gonna be able to pay its bills in the next 1 year period? Short term is 1 year period. So we try to answer this question. As I told you, the work is much more involved than I'm showing you, but hopefully I'm at least scratching the surface in terms of enhancing your understanding of what we are doing here. So we cover two ratios. Remember, the first ratio is you take current assets. You must have the formulas in your notes. It's also in your textbooks. Okay, you take current assets. Current assets are cash, inventory, etc., etc. Divide by bills. Bills are represented by current liabilities. So bills over what the firm has. Okay, what the firm has to pay the bills with divided by bill. So hopefully you want this ratio to be higher than 1. If it's less than 1, then there could be some questions raised, right? So if it's 2, it's better. It means JCPenney is covering its bills twice. It has twice as much in assets to pay the bills with. So in general, the higher the safer you will feel. Okay, and then quick ratio is you take inventories out of current assets. So that's the only difference. Look at the formulas. Current assets minus inventories divided by current liabilities. Okay, and so this hopefully helps us answer the question. Then we compare these numbers to the industry average numbers. So this is where we were. So you can see that JCPenney's current ratio is higher than the industry average. Okay, it's greater than 1, and their quick ratio is very close to the industry average. Okay, so looking at these two numbers, and as I said, this analysis is not perfect. Okay, looking at these numbers, if these numbers are gonna answer my question whether JCPenney is gonna be around next year, I'll say, looking at these numbers, it doesn't look like that JCPenney is in any imminent, problem or any imminent danger. And over time, of course, you can see these ratios have become worse. So, and I told you the industry as a whole is suffering. So there is some restructuring going on. Did you read the other day? Payless shoe stores are going out of existence. They are going to be closing 2,100, stores, here and in other countries. So, gonna go bankrupt. So and what's going on? It's the Amazon effect. People are staying home. They're buying online. They have much more variety. They can browse, 10 different websites that offer shoes and things of that sort. So these brick and mortar stores, they have more expenses. They have to pay rent. They have to hire employees. And people are frequenting these stores less and less. So the industry as a whole is suffering.
It seems like Amazon is putting a lot of people out of business, as you could say. Will that be
No.
You know how back then when Bill Gates came up with Microsoft, they took him to court because monopoly wise, as far as like him taking over the internet. Well, Amazon's taking over retail, and now food. So how is that not considered a monopoly? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying how can it not be perceived that way?
I'll let some of you answer that, but Amazon, I think Amazon's share of the online market is about 50%, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but if you checked Walmart's earnings numbers yesterday, their e-commerce grew by 45%. So they are giving a tough time too. They are hiring talent away from Amazon. Okay, so what you're going to see is what you see in the auto industry. So you have 3 or 4 players, okay, big time players, who manufacture autos. You may see something like that in the retail industry. So there will be Amazon, there will be Walmart, there might be Target. I think Target